Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the Everton News Daily. Everton have today been linked with a move for Abdullah Doucouré, the Watford midfielder who Everton have been mentioned with a few times over the last couple of years. Telefoot in France have reported that Doucouré has agreed a 4-year deal with Everton, a 4-year contract, personal contract, and is now up to the two teams to find a financial solution. Reports coming from the Athletic and the Watford Reporter suggest that Everton have already made a bid and Watford want around 30 million for the player. It's going to be interesting to see whether Everton are willing to go that high for a player who's going to be obviously playing in the Championship. He doesn't get a move. He wants to move now. Obviously, he wants to get away and back to the Premier League as fast as possible. Whether that could help Everton persuade the player to take, a lower wage than what a player in his position would normally get, I don't know, and maybe that would affect the fee. But obviously, Everton will have to wait and see on this one. This won't be a straightforward one, I imagine. But if Everton have got something in place with the player, that will make it a hell of a lot easier to get him in, because obviously that's the first part, convincing the player to sign for the club. So we'll have to wait and see. The player himself would obviously come into Everton and be, exactly what they need, a box-to-box midfielder. Not necessarily a defensive midfielder, but a box-to-box midfielder who can get round the pitch. Real big, strong, athletic player as well. So we'll have to wait and see in the coming days if we get any more on that. Napoli apparently are trying to make a last-ditch bid for Gabriel. I only mention this not because Everton are involved with getting Gabriel, but that might mean that they are more willing to spend money on the player, and that money may be funded by Everton buying Allen. The player who is believed to only want to move to Everton, there's been other clubs mentioned, but the Italian media suggesting that the only club he wants to go to is Everton. The only manager he wants to work for is Carlo Ancelotti. So maybe Napoli are willing, to do a deal with Everton that suits everyone, and maybe that'll allow them to get money in. And maybe the interest from Arsenal coming in for Gabriel has hastened this. So if Everton miss out on Gabriel, but it means we get our preferred centre midfield target in, then maybe it's all worked out for the best. We'll have to wait and see. Again, if we can get that player in this week or, at the end of this week, then I think that'd be a real boost. Certainly for fans who are getting a little bit worried now. It is the first week of pre-season. It's the first pre-season game this weekend. So it'd be really, really good if Everton could get that one over the line, and maybe Napoli bringing in Gabriel or trying to bring in Gabriel is a good sign of that. Dominic King is reporting that Everton are trying to bring in Santiago Arias, the right-back from Atletico Madrid. He played for PSV under Marcel Brands. So Marcel Brands knows the player. He's a 28-year-old, which isn't ideal, but very combative right back, can get up and down the pitch, really aggressive. Listen, I've done the old trick of watching a few videos of him on YouTube, and very aggressive. But we've had our expert El Piv Andy on this today. He knows everything about anyone, and he's backed that up. He is very, very aggressive right back, get up and down. I think he's exactly what we need. And I personally, 28 doesn't bother me whatsoever. But we'll have to wait and see. This at the moment, there's no bid. It's just come from Dom King suggesting that Everton are interested in the player and looking the options to bring the player in. Be a good move. He's not the number one at Atletico Madrid anymore. And I think Marcel Brands knowing the player is a really big plus point as well. We had him at PSV for I think about 5 years. So before that he was in Portugal. He is Colombian as well, and we know what South American players are like. We know how combative they are. We know how intense they are. And having a mate in Yerry Mina, I think it would really help. I think he's played over 50 times for Colombia as well, so he's a very experienced player. We'll have to wait and see what happens with that one, but it does seem like there's some genuine interest in that. Everton are waiting on Premier League guidance on fans retaining to Goodison Park. There was a figure that has gone around social media of 7,000 fans being allowed back in Goodison whenever they decide that fans can come back in a limited capacity. That has been denied, and there is no number at the moment, but it's believed that any fans that are allowed back in Goodison, if that happens, will be purely season ticket holders. And how that happens, in what form that happens, obviously it's not going to be all season tickets, it's going to be reduced capacity if that happens. But apparently the number of 7,000 isn't actual, or hasn't been confirmed by anyone, so we'll have to wait and see on that happen. Don't imagine that will happen at any time before probably winter time, with coronavirus being apparently on the rise again, the second wave, so we'll have to wait and see on that one as well. So there you go. Let us know your thoughts in the comments on any of the stories we've mentioned today. We spoke more about all of these deals today over on Patreon on our live show. So if you want to check that out, get over to Patreon. The link is in the description. Give this video a like, subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, thanks for watching Toffee TV. We'll see you later.